And welcome back here on Katy Country 94, a sports ticket special, as we're joined by Nick Linn, the Smith Center Lady Red coach for the past 35 seasons. And Nick has officially announced his retirement as the coach and teaching and everything like that. So first of all, Nick, thanks for taking a little time to chat with us about your career. I just want to get this first part out of the way first, and then we'll talk about your time at Smith Center because it was a great career that you did have. But as you look at it right now, why did you feel like now would be the good time to step away and now enjoy your retirement?
Yeah, based on kind of how things have gone the last year or two with, physically, it's just harder to get the energy needed to I think, to keep a program running. This past year has been kind of tough because I don't have that energy I used to have. I have the love for it. I still have that, and the kids are awesome. But I don't know if I keep going, I'm not sure I'm doing justice. And it's like then on top of that, and even more important than that, I've got grandkids that are just really want me to, spend some time with them, and that's what I want to do. And so I think to me the timing is kind of good. I'm going to really miss everything about Smith Center, everything about the coaching and the teaching part of it. But as I think along, I think it's the right time.
35 seasons at Smith Center. You had 3 before that at Junction City and at St. Xavier there, coaching and right out of college at K-State there. So you've had 38 years of coaching experience. How hard is it to believe that you won't be picking up the whistle then next year? Have you even processed that part of it?
I'm trying to process that. It's been tough. I spend time like in the evenings up there jogging sometimes, and I look in the hallways and I'm jogging, and I look on the walls and see some of the things we've accomplished, and at those points I wonder where time went, and even at those times as you keep going, you think you're going to do it forever. And as this particular year came along, and it just came in really important for me to maybe think about quitting and moving on. It's hard to process that, like you mentioned. It's hard to realize that that's going to come to an end, but I've got a very supportive family, like I said, and I think this next step is going to be exciting and just as important, and I'm looking forward to it.
We got a chance to process now your career and what you've been able to accomplish over the last 35 years. Like you said, you see those trophies, you see everything in the halls and the success that you did have. 35 years in volleyball, you won 1,043 matches. You won 75% of your matches as a coach there in 35 years at Smith Center. And then in basketball, you won 494 games and had a lot of success there. You've got a state championship in each one of those sports. I kind of want to focus on each sport individually, though, and you did coach track as well, but these team sports are where you had so much success. 18 state tournament appearances in volleyball and 10 of the last 11. You had 8 state trophies, including that state title in 2021. When you look back at the volleyball portion of your time there, how much did it take to build that program up and just an unreal run of success here of late?
Well, that's interesting because when I first came to Smith Center, that really was the sport I wanted to get away from, and just do basketball. And again, just like in my St. Xavier days, the boys' basketball was not open, available, and even the girls just got taken by another teacher, and so what was available was volleyball, and I didn't take it reluctantly. I was happy to take it, and I was so glad I did because over the years, that's the one sport that I felt more comfortable, to be honest. And we always say that volleyball is it's not a sport that a lot of adults understand, and if you've been in the sport, you understand it, and the more you're in it, the more you understand it. But a lot of people don't. And when you talk about basketball, it's the other way around. If you have 500 spectators, you have 501 coaches. That is. But volleyball's been really, really good to me, and Smith Center has been really good to me. And my wife and I, and my family, we moved here in '89, and not knowing what to expect. And I remember the first practice, I was looking at 30. We were middle 3A back then, and looking at 33 players who I knew none of them, and didn't have an assistant in town yet. And so that group, no returning starters and top of things, but they worked really, really hard. That was my only losing season as a coach in 38 years. We came out and we had a terrible record. We were literally 5-20, but the good part about that is it was a really good starting point. we put in really good work ethic. Parents bought in, and by the time that year ended, the kids weren't eager to end the year, and they were still excited. And we went in, knocked off the number one team in sub-state. We were the 8th seed, and that was to me was a big thing for the whole season. As we went in, knocked off the best team, and then we almost won the semis against Phillipsburg. And after that, I think it was within 2 years. I think we maybe had our state tournament. We had a really good record by the third year, and from that point on, it was literally just getting through and understanding what it means to have a tradition and get going in that. So I've been lucky. I've been lucky with the school here, with the support here, with the parents here, and the kids would never work as hard as they do here without the parental push and backing, and that's what I've had.
And then you shift, and that goes into basketball as well. You made 6 state tournament appearances there, 5 state trophies. You had a run there in 99, 2000, and 2002 where you just couldn't quite get over that hump. You had 2 state second-place finishes, but you were able to get through in 2013 and win a state championship that year. Over the basketball time of how everything went, what stands out there?
To me, basketball has been – it's tougher to me as a coach to – make it to the state tournament. We've had, when we do make it, we've done well, and I think we've gone 6 times and we've been in the state finals 5 times, but it's hard to get in that door in basketball, seems like, and a lot more coaches have put in time and effort into that sport more so, and it's tougher, and whereas in volleyball, I think there's more rotation in coaches, and there's more coaches go in and out, and trying to reestablish things that way, it's not been as tough, and but I've appreciated. I like it's tougher for me. Basketball's 4 months during the school year, and it takes Thanksgiving and Christmas away from kids and coaches, and but the buy-in never wavered. It's all the same. The biggest thing that we've had since I moved here with the girls program is the use of the weight room too. Because before I got here, the girls, it was taboo for the girls to even be in the weight room, and we started that going, and I think, in terms of volleyball especially, we got a leg up on a lot of our competition because we were in the forefront of the weight room process, whereas a lot of teams weren't. And so we built that, and we've got some good coaches here that have put time in and built that, and still do. And so I don't think it's going to be a program that's going to go south. I think it's going to be, the effort's going to be there. They've got the good parental support, and as far as coaching is coaching. So it was all the work is hard. The reward is great.
We're talking with Nick Linn, retiring after 35 years of coaching at Smith Center, 38 total. Coach, I know one of the things that's really stuck out to me about this conversation so far is that you talked about your kids and the buy-in that they had. And so I know that when I chat with you all the time, you always give credit to the girls that have done this and made your success at this level of high school volleyball or basketball or whatever it may be. And you've had a lot of talent run through these halls. Dana Finch played D1 ball at Creighton, and Sidney Bedoya ended up at Kansas in D1. But, the list goes on and on of college players, but those aren't the only ones that are helping you win, right? It's everybody as a team. And I know that most of the credit you're going to give to the girls that played on your teams, right?
If I could get them all back here for one more hug, I would do that, because there have been a lot of girls go through here, and I don't overlook that. I don't overlook all the time they put in. It's time. It's hard work. It's camps in the summer, and it's all that. And it's been complete buy-in, and I don't overlook any of that. And yeah, it is. It's mostly it's them, and the parental support that has them work hard every day and continue to do it. Kids these days, it's harder. They do, a lot of them do their own thing now, and it's a little bit different. And so to have buy-in, it takes a lot of work, but honestly, here at Smith Center, it's been less work, because I think from day one, there's been buy-in with the tradition thing. And, we've had coaches go through here, and especially in basketball, where they don't stay real long. They're great coaches, but they don't stay. And anytime you have that, I think it's tough. We've mentioned many times, and I have with other talk shows, where our basketball and volleyball programs have been consistent. Because we've had people, in my assistant Denise, Kattenberg, and we've been here for a long time. And before her, it was Heather Sass, and she was here for a long time. I've had no rotation in coaching staff, and that speaks volumes. And when you have when you have kids, you have new coaches every third year. That makes it really tough.
Obviously, I had to create those relationships. When you moved here in 1989, did you ever think it would be 35 years at one place in Smith Center?
I was hoping for 2 years. After that first year, that was tough. And I'm sure people second guessed, like, because I came off a state finals team at St. Xavier before I came here, and left some really good athletes behind. But it was worth. I mean, what we've been through here, in going through that first year. It made it easier, to get through that, and then the buy-in, honestly, and the kids' buy-in, and I haven't had to fight that.
Mm-hmm.
I went 35 years without fighting that, because it was young girls looking forward to playing in our programs. Then they get into our programs and they work hard. Then new young girls come in, and that's kind of how it's been, and it's gratifying.
Again, Nick Linn here, retiring as coach of Smith Center Lady Red, and volleyball and basketball, and teaching too, but I'm sure you're sticking around. But with this platform right here, is there anything like some final parting shots from your coaching career, some final words that you would want to say to the community there in Smith Center?
I just think you got to stick with it, because like I said earlier, it's tough now. It's really, to get into the coaching profession now, teaching too, it's not the same. It just doesn't feel the same. There's more turnover now, and so you got to work twice as hard. You just got to keep plugging away. And I think if I had to see anything with for future coaches that's coming in for basketball and volleyball in my programs, just continue the hard work and stick with it, and don't be a 1 or 2 year thing, and don't get into that cycle where it's not where it doesn't seem important. So that's what I would say. And if we can have that, I think it's going to continue, hopefully for a long time.
Nick Linn, Smith Center Lady Red coach, retiring coach. We certainly appreciate all the time that you've given us over the last, however many years I've been chatting with you on the locker room chats, probably, 18 to 20. I've lost track, but we certainly appreciate all your time and wish you absolutely nothing but the best in your retirement. All right.
Well, you're a good guy. You've covered this for a lot of years, like you said, and we got a lot of people here that listen to you, and every time we do something here, you follow us and give us tapes of the games and stuff like that. And believe me, Dusty, we appreciate that. And it's one of the things I'm going to miss a lot moving forward, not being able to be a part of that. But I want to thank you also.
Appreciate it, Coach, and enjoy the retirement. Walk out in the sunset, right?
All right. I appreciate that.